government in Syria is claiming that Israeli warplanes bombed a scientific research facility near Damascus. Syria says the facility was key in providing defence for the area. We're also hearing that Israel targeted something else as well along Syria's border with Lebanon. Let's bring in our senior international correspondent, Syria Israel. She joins us now from CNN Jerusalem to help try and sort this out. It looks like quite a confusing picture at the moment, Sarah. 2 strikes. Do we know that for sure?
We don't. We don't know if there were actually 2 strikes or that everybody's talking about the same one. What we can tell you is this. U.S. officials have confirmed to us that Israeli planes did strike a target. Now, they say it's along the Israel-Lebanon border. They say that the strike was targeted at a convoy that was carrying parts of SA-17 missiles, and that is why it was targeted, because those missiles were headed from Syria into the hands of Hezbollah, an enemy of Israel, who obviously lives in Lebanon. Now, let's talk about what Lebanese officials are saying, because the Lebanese military is saying, yes, Israeli warplanes, as they put it, were doing sorties very early in the morning this morning, but they are not confirming that there was any strike along the border. Then we heard from Syria, from Syrian state TV, the military saying that there was indeed a strike. They blamed Israel, saying that that strike, though, happened closer to Damascus, not on the Israel-Lebanon border, but closer to Damascus, and they say that the strike hit a research facility. So there's a lot of confusing information that is out there right now from these 3 different governments. And lastly, the only government that is mentioned that's not talking is Israel itself, and that is pretty much par for the course. The Israelis, we talked to the Prime Minister's office, the Foreign Ministry, as well as several people in the military, and they will not comment on any of these reports. Andrew?
So the US is saying that there was an attack on these missiles which were being moved out into Lebanon. Why would the Syrians be interested in moving their military hardware out of the country in the middle of a civil war?
For 2 reasons. I talked to a former very high-ranking Israeli intelligence official who told me, look, the reason for this could be twofold. One, if the al-Assad regime believes that it is crumbling, that it is failing, and it does not want these weapons in the hands of the rebels, that they would then perhaps hand them over to Hezbollah so that they could actually have these weapons and to keep them away from the rebels. The other side of this is that Hezbollah wants to get as much as it can out of Syria, because it sees that the al-Assad regime looks as if it may crumble as well. And so there are 2 thoughts as to why these weapons are leaving Syria. But certainly the Israelis have been warning for many, many weeks now, according to our sources, saying, look, they're telling their allies that they see some of these weapons being moved around. They are very concerned, of course, about chemical weapons inside of Syria. But we're told from a U.S. official that actually this strike did not have anything to do with chemical weapons, but with parts of SA-17 missiles.